Ladies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a makeup look, and this is a look that's really easy and super simple, using just a few colors that kind of all complement each other. So as you can see, hey everybody, I am getting started. I've already filled in my brows, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this clear brow gel, and I'm just going to use that over top of the pencil that I use to fill in my brows. That'll just keep them in place all day. This is a skin mattifier that I got from Mary Kay, and I really like this product. It actually controls the oil really well. I was going to a work event that day, and I knew that I would be outside, and it was kind of warm, and I didn't want to sweat and oil through my makeup. And so, as you can see, I'm putting in the places where I typically oil: my T-zone, right on the sides, my cheek, and down the center of my nose. I'm just kind of patting and working that in. Next up are the eyes. This is a small palette I got from Milani, and I'm using those two colors as my transition colors. I'm going to take that beige color on a fluffy brush, and I'm going right there by my crease, and I'm just buffing that on. And as you can see, it's a nice matte shade, and it kind of matches with my skin a little bit as I move it through. Next, there's that orangey coral shade. I really like that. That's the reason why I bought that palette. I wanted that color. And it's just really pretty. Like I said, I'm just kind of putting that right over top of that beige, right there in the crease. And that's just giving us a nice transition. So next I'm going to take a smaller brush, and I'm actually putting a dark brown color right there in the crease. And I'm sorry I did not show you that when I lifted it up, but it's a brown that I got. It's actually like in a little Lancome palette. It's like a chocolate brown. So any brown will do. And I'm just putting that in there, kind of carving out that crease there. Going back with my fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend all of those colors together. Next up, I'm using my Naked palette from Urban Decay, and I'm going to use that smoky gray color right there. I'm using a flat brush, and I'm going to just pat that gray color right onto my lid, and I'm just patting it on. You'll notice that I did not use an eyeshadow primer because I wanted these colors to be kind of muted. I didn't need it to pop. And so again, I just wanted this to be like a really nice everyday look, but of course it looks great in a photo because I knew that there would be photo ops that day. Now I'm taking the black shade from that palette, and I'm just kind of patting that on the corners there just to deepen up the crease over there just a tiny bit, give it a little bit of depth. Taking my fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in. I was wiping off all the old product. I didn't have another fluffy brush handy to actually do my blending with one that didn't have product on it. So I just dusted that one off and went in and blended those colors together. We want it to all look really seamless. So now I'm adding a little bit of that coral back, just a little bit. You can barely even see that I'm depositing anything. Now I'm going to line the top lash line, excuse me. That is a product from Maybelline, and I really like that. I've heard that it's a dupe for, I think, the Inglock uh, gel liner. I haven't tried that yet, so I'm not 100% certain that that's true. And as you can see, that mattifier has dried, and it's just showing you, what it looks like. And that's a little orange color corrector I got from LA Girl. And I'm just going to color correct those areas that are a little bit darker. I actually use too much of that. That product comes out so quickly. And typically what I do is I put it on the back of my hand. And then I use a small brush to do this step. So I really had to pat that in because normally you do not need that much product for a color correct. Trust me, like you could end up being a Oompa Loompa with orange color corrector. You have to be very careful with that particular one. So as you can see, I'm still just too orange there. I'm going to grab a makeup wipe, and I'm going to wipe my finger off, get some of that product off my hand, and then go back in and keep on patting that in. Just working that on in. I didn't want to wipe it off because I'd already put the mattifier on, and that would have been having to start all over again. Next up, I'm using my matte concealer, and I'm just patting that underneath my eyes. And as you can see, I'm going over the other one, and I'm just patting it underneath my eyes. And I'm going to grab my damp beauty blender, and we're going to blend that in. And the reason I'm doing that, of course, is because I have a little bit of a darkness underneath my eyes and also a little puffiness going on. I was up late, I had a homework assignment to do and some other things. And so, we're just going to go in there and color correct and conceal that. Next up is foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me, and that's in the shade Mocha, and that is the matte poreless one. I'm actually using a blush brush. I learned that little trick from AJ Crimson. And I'm just patting that on. It gives you a really nice smooth application when you use a fluffy brush like that. You can use sponges, you can use your beauty blender, you can use a foundation brush, and I do. Some days I use different tools for different products. It just kind of depends on what my hand grabs that day. And I'm just buffing that in. I know it looks a little weird. My lighting in that room is off, but trust me, guys, I did not end up looking like a Oompa Loompa in the end. And so what I'm doing now, I'm taking that same damp beauty blender and I'm going in and I'm just patting that in, taking off a lot of that excess liquid and also, just patting it into the skin so that I have like a really smooth, flawless base. And as you can see, I'm just going right there by my eyes, being careful not to disturb my eyeshadow, of course. And I'm just going to keep on patting. And if you do this step, you just keep patting. Next up is the AJ Crimson setting powder, and that is in the shade Bamboo. And I'm going to put that right underneath my eyes. That's where I put that concealer. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want that concealer to move around. So you always want to set your cream products. You want to set your whole face, but you definitely want to use a translucent powder to set underneath. And as you can see, I'm still a little bit puffy, and as the day goes on, some of that puffiness will go away. I could have done some things to get rid of the puffiness, but I really didn't have a whole lot of time that morning. There are products you can use. You can, douse your face in cold water. I'm bringing that powder also down my nose. Again, those are places where I oil, and so that powder is just going to help with keeping the oils under control throughout the day. And I'm patting that in with that damp beauty blender. Just again, it's all about blending. It's all about getting it in. So I'm going to grab a brush and I'm just going to brush that excess powder off. And I know it's looking a little bit ashy. Don't worry, we're going to correct all of that. I'm going in, that's a little palette I got from Fashion Fair, and it's a pretty brown shade, and I'm using that to contour with. And so what I'm doing, I'm just kind of carving my nose back out. A lot of times when you use your foundation, you kind of lose the planes and the detailing of your face. And so you bring it back in with a little contouring. Again, this is a daytime easy look, so we're not going to contour for the gods. We're not going to carve out a cheek and all that good stuff. What I'm using here is my CoverGirl bronzer in Ebony, and I'm just kind of taking that right from the hairline, hitting my cheekbone and down the side of my jawline, and that's just bringing that warmth back into my face. I'm brushing out that harsh line on my nose. We want that all to look seamless, and then I'm going to go in with that black eyeliner, and we're just lining that bottom lash. And I think that eyeliner, I don't remember what the name of that product is. I'll put a list of all the products in the description box below. This is a lip pencil from NYX or NYX. I'm not real sure how you say that, but it's called Club Hopper. I really like that. It's like this brown color, but it has like a little bit of a reddish to it. So it's not as dark as espresso brown. It kind of is a dupe for the chocolate from MAC. You remember that lip liner? I think we all had the chocolate lip liner from MAC. And then I'm using that nice icy pink color again. Just, something just to kind of deposit a little bit of a stain on the lip, but it still has like a natural neutral look to it. So you can tell I'm wearing something, but it's just kind of muted down a little bit, I guess you could say. Now I'm going in with that mascara from Maybelline, and that is the Falsies, because we're not going to put a lash on. This is all about an everyday look, when you kind of got to spruce it up just a tad bit more for work, because again, I had a work event that day. So next up, that's my MAC Skin Finish in Deep Dark. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of buffing that on. It's a finishing powder, and I'm just buffing that on. that Urban Decay blush. It's called Quiver, and I'm very lightly putting that on the apples of my cheeks and kind of brushing up. Look at that pinky. And now I'm going to take that same brush that had the skin finish on her, and I'm going to go back. I didn't put more product on that, but I did go back in, and that is a setting spray. That is not the setting spray that came in that bottle. I used it all up, and what that actually is some water mixed with some rose hip oil, and I spray that on my face just again to bring the warmth back into my face. And now, as you can see, my hair was wet. I had done a wash and go that morning. So I'm going to go and put the blow dryer on that, just kind of dry my hair a little bit. And we are all done. Look at that edges. Yes, girl. Just playing with my hair a little bit there, taking the crunch off. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.